Welcome to Conversations with Lauren and Ali, where we bridge all things in the spiritual and human experience.
This is a space where raw honesty meets higher truth, where personal stories open doors to deeper self-awareness, and where the messy, magical journey of being human is honoured as a sacred path of awakening. So, take a breath, get cozy, and join us in today's conversation.
I think the week has been, I don't even know if I have the words, to be honest. I'm sorry. It's not been one way or another. But there's been a lot of realizations, revelations, a lot of understanding, a lot of pieces coming together with a bit more clarity, yet also still no final picture or final direction. The one thing that I am super clear on is that this is going to continue because it is connected to being in New Zealand, and that I'm surrendering to the trip to New Zealand to just enjoy it and to not
trying to work out
overthink anything or work anything out. Because I think it is just the presence and being there and whatever the experiences unfold. Because a couple of days on Tuesday, I was talking with someone about this, and I got a lot of excitement bubbling up in me around what's coming. And there is, I think, far more simplicity in what I'm being called to do.
Yeah.
But there's something about the way that it's unfolded and what I'm moving through that is connected to 1010, which I think I'd said to you in many weeks and months ago, whatever it was. There was always something that kept pinging that to me. And in fact, I also then on Tuesday got a ping that it more than likely will be 11:11, because on 11:11 I typically like 8:8. Those are my two big kind of transitional points. But the 10:10 in regards to the completion, because I feel like I've been walking this path of completion like we all have, that feels like more significant than 9:9, because I think I was thinking that 9:9 would be that point. It's also got something to do with, I don't know, being in New Zealand, what's happening as part of that, or the stars aligning. I don't really know, and it doesn't really matter. But even just then, it just feels like there's a lot of relief. It's just taking a deep breath and saying it's okay. Like, I think I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, whereas maybe I couldn't before. And I know we trust the process, and I know that we understand this is how it works, but it is challenging, isn't it, to walk some of those pieces and pieces of the path. And also, I think that the understanding of the self-sabotage patterns and the subconscious loops, which has been such a collective theme for me around, like, personally, but also through my client sessions, and the repetitiveness of what I'm connecting to. And I'm really understanding how big that piece is, because the depth of even my own self-sabotage around the patterns and the coping mechanisms and the go-to responses that were formed as part of that have been actually holding me back from taking this next step, but also simultaneously overcomplicating it. So what became really clear, and I think I can't recall if I spoke to you about this last week, or if it was in other conversations, because honestly, everything is just mushing into one these days. But with my community membership, I answered that call to sort of put that together. And I've had one foot in and one foot out. And I didn't really understand why. And I was looking to create something else. I was looking to move into another space. And it was like, now what's been coming forward is bringing back my whole attention, putting 2 feet into that space, and then running that alongside my one-on-ones and my mentorship. And that's all I need to do right now. I was looking for something else. I was looking to create new things, and I was trying to, run before I could walk, kind of thing. And multiple occasions it's come back to keep it simple. You have you've got what you need. Stop looking for something else, because it's actually pulling me away from what's already in front of me. So
Yeah.
that's been really interesting as well. And
Yeah.
almost a sense of relief of like, oh, okay, well, I know what I need to do now. Um, and of course, as part of that, what's come forward is deeper layers of opening my own heart. And not even so much about being seen, but bringing the parts of me um, that have still been kind of keeping the doors half closed, bringing them forward to actually really open up my heart. I had this powerful connection to the consciousness of the temple community membership where it was like reflective of the status of my heart because we're in the sacred heart. It's the temple of the sacred heart. And part of what I know my template is right now is working with the sacred heart of humanity, of the collective
Mhm.
consciousness. And so it was this reference to the more that I opened my heart, like the more that I did that inner work, the more that that reflected into that space, the more
Yeah,
that
it's
we
gonna
did in
happen.
that space, that it
Mm.
reflected in what individual people did just by being
Mhm.
themselves. And so I was really, it kind of makes me emotional because it's like, it's as simple as that. You don't have to create um, a 12-week course or a program um, to it like it's as simple as coming back to the simplicity of tuning in, doing your inner work, and allowing that to be shared. Those people to do their inner work, then they share that in their spaces just by being them. And there's not, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like it was like stop trying to overcomplicate that. It's got to be this big thing. It is just in who we are and what we do, what we bring in our presence in the present, which is like, oh my gosh, yes, of course I know because I've been talking about it months. But I guess what I'm highlighting is how the mind and the subconscious or the unconscious mind runs into these things so quickly. I didn't even realize that I was like trying to run 100 miles in front of myself. Um, Even though I feel like I'm quite conscious and I'm quite present, but there
Yes.
was still this element coming forward that I didn't even know was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, especially when it comes to creating and yeah, the way we do our, you know, soul work, I
mhm,
suppose, and
mhm,
thinking that we always have to run these programs and we have to create this and that, but you just said it then, you know, the way you described it was no, we just need to be present instead of trying to think ahead and plan all this stuff out and oh yeah, I'm going to do this. It feels like something's changing, at least at the moment. Maybe we're
mhm,
just in a place where
mhm,
we are just being called back into our presence to really
mhm,
anchor into that so that it just becomes more normal, you know, just
mhm,
becomes our baseline and
mhm,
we don't need to, you know, maybe eventually we won't need to keep grounding ourselves all the time. Like it'll just be our
mhm.
baseline, you know? It feels like something like that. We're just being pulled back, aren't we?
Yeah,
Rather than even being able to project into the future at all.
yeah.
I'm the same. I can't I'm really, it's challenging. I don't want to use any other words. It's been challenging. It
Mhm,
has, it really has. But you just described exactly what it is. It's been called back into our presence.
mhm,
That's just plain and simple, keeping everything simple, like you said.
mhm,
And you still create such an impact, like you said in in your community membership, you know.
mhm,
You do the work, like you're feeling it yourself then you lead others through that
mhm.
in the temple and then they go out and there's this ripple effect and
Yeah.
this is how it works. It doesn't
Mm,
have to be fucking 20 people in a 12-week container, does it? Like
mm.
it something's changing, something's shifting. I can feel it as well with what you've just everything you've just spoken
Well,
into.
and I also think you see that for me, it's also understanding what's my calling, like what's my purpose with this.
Yeah.
So, because for many people, maybe for many people, doing a group space and running with 20 people is their
Yeah.
MO or whatever you want to call it. And maybe it will be mine at some point, but it was like right now you've actually got the blueprint in
Yeah.
front of you.
Yeah.
Stop trying to create something
Yeah.
based on what you're seeing elsewhere and focus
Hmm.
on what's in your lane.
Yeah.
um, and focus on where you're being called to be at this moment. Because, of course, as we've said many times too, whatever we do, however we're called to show up and serve, is also for us. And I think that that is part of the leadership journey, maybe, is by showing some of what that is so that people can see what is possible. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what we're doing here right now is we're
Yeah.
showing people different ways that you can actually um, connect and communicate and can work through your life experiences, that you can be supported in doing it with other people. Because there is also this connection to doing it together now, isn't it? You know, we've done it in on our own in the past, so it is coming back into those group spaces, and it's having different types of group spaces and different communities or I don't know, because we're all carrying different frequencies, aren't we?
Yeah.
So even you and I are going to hold different containers
Yeah.
because of that frequency. Um, and I don't know. I mean, I suppose as I think about it now, some people like a closed-ended container. You know, some people like to know they're going to be doing something for a period of time. And then some people like the ongoing support. And yeah, but I have to trust what I'm feeling. Like, I have to trust as
Yeah.
much as I can
Yeah.
see, because I'm kind of conscious as I'm saying this, because it's like, well, never say never. And it's not that I'm saying that, but what I'm also feeling is the simplicity of just knowing that sometimes you already have your blueprint, you already have your
Yeah.
purpose, your mission, your like it's right in front of us majority of the time,
Yeah.
but
Mm.
we're looking for something else. And I know for me, it's because I didn't feel, for whatever reason, and I don't really know what that is, but I couldn't commit to that fully. Because by stepping into that, um, okay, so what I feel coming through right now, and I'm being reminded of this too, that there was a part of me that had to actually reclaim that I am a leader and that I was taking that step forward. And I wish they had a better word for leadership, because I feel like leadership brings up a frequency of someone being above everybody else, somebody being
Hmm.
perceived as better than somebody else, or
Yeah.
like there's no pedestal, there's no hierarchy here, but
Yeah.
somebody has to go first. Like somebody has to take the step out and say, hey guys, this is what's possible, come this
Hmm.
way.
Yeah.
And we're all doing that
Hmm.
within ourselves in any given moment, aren't we? We're always doing that in our own spaces, our own families, our own communities, our own workplaces. But I'm talking about self leadership.
Hmm.
So there was a piece within me that was like, I had to claim that, um, like what I'm seeing is like the queen on the throne. It's like accepting, is it leadership? Is it sovereignty? I'm not sure.
Mm.
Feel free to jump in because
Oh, I love that. No, sovereignty is a big, I think that plays a big part. I just keep hearing soul-led, soul-led,
yes,
soul-led,
great.
or
Thank you.
heart-led,
That's better. That's better.
heart-led, but soul-led, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
get what you're
Yeah.
saying. There
Mm,
is there is a certain vibe around the word leadership
mm,
because some people view leaders, like you said, as
mm,
being someone that's above them or someone that's in
mhm.
charge of something, someone that you have to
Yes.
follow,
Yes.
like,
Yes.
you know, a
Yes.
keeper of the rules or whatever. But it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
no, this is not the leadership that you're talking about. This is like sovereign, like you said,
Mm,
sovereign
mhm.
self-leadership. Um, and like, let's face it, we do need leadership. The leadership is a skill that is
Yeah.
required. And I think you're also talking into mastery, like
Mm,
mastery, you know, the
mhm.
master, maybe a different word to the leader, if you like, that feels
Yeah.
more about the self, you know?
Yes. I love that. Thank you. I love that.
Because I think that's what like the journey has been definitely
Mm,
for you and I for the past 18 months at least, probably longer, but consciously.
And
Mhm.
for so many other people as well. This is what's happening in the collective. I am watching so many people move into their sovereignty and into their
Mhm.
mastery and changing the way they do things,
Mhm.
not understanding why or how or whatever anything is happening, other than they are literally just leading from the soul, being led from
Yeah.
the soul.
Mhm.
Um, like that self-leadership you just spoke about. They're letting their soul and their heart
Mhm.
just lead. Like it's that blueprint again that you
Mhm.
were speaking of. It's there. It's like people are tuning into their blueprint, whether we realize what we're
Yeah.
doing or not, but it's coming online and we're feeling it and we're just going with it. And that's what I love it. I love seeing, I'm watching so many people that I've known, over the past few years, and you've kind of watched their journey and you can see where they're at right now.
Mhm.
And they're going, oh, fuck it. Like, I'm doing this. Like, and they're big changes. Like, they're
Mhm.
big, full changes in the way they live or the way they, share their gifts, run their business, show up, whatever it is. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's interesting times.
Which correlates, doesn't it, to this move away from thinking our way through the mind led and coming
Yeah.
into the heart coherence. And I think
Mm.
that's why maybe that self-sabotage and the subconscious loops have been so prevalent in this eclipse season. But even in just this whole year, really, when I look back at it, it's been there all along. I just haven't really witnessed it as deeply because we're not thinking from those ways. You're right. It's soul led, it's heart led.
Yeah.
And so it's innate within us and it feels right and it flows, it unfolds and makes sense really easily. Without having to know the 100 steps that are coming with that as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a big one is not knowing what's ahead. I know we've spoken about that in
Yeah.
the last couple of over the last couple of weeks, and the trusting and the surrender, all of that, just not knowing and almost getting to the point where we don't need to know. So we're not trying to
Yeah.
control anything or do you think about this trip to New Zealand that we're doing next week? Can you believe it? It's in a
I
week,
know. I
literally.
know. Hmm. This time next week.
This time, Thursday, yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, the trip that we're doing to New Zealand, and are you feeling like I'm just giving an example of how I know feel like I have shifted since last year when we went to Mount Shasta
Hmm.
in the USA. The anxiety, the need to control, the need to know what was happening, when it was
Hmm.
happening, what day it was happening on, why we were there, who was going to be there. Like wanting to know every
Yeah.
intricate detail
Hmm.
of our role there and what we were doing. And it
Hmm.
brought about the most extreme overwhelm in me. And I don't want to speak for you, but we did share that it was happening
Hmm.
for both of us.
Hmm.
Um, I can't even explain how different it feels now to be going on an overseas trip. I haven't even thought about packing. I don't even know if I've got everything I need. I don't care who's going. I don't care. I just know I need to get to the airport and get on my flight. I don't
Yeah.
know what's happening after that. I don't know what I'm doing for 4 days. Do you know what I mean? Like it's so, and it actually just feels so good to not
Yeah.
even
I,
worry,
I,
to just be like,
I
oh,
completely agree. I completely agree. A couple of people have asked me over the last couple of days how I'm feeling about it. And I said, I'm really looking forward to it. And I mean, yes, to a slight anxiety in the back of my head, I have to admit there is a little bit just about some of the traveling components. But I'm not like even listening to that. I'm not even worrying
yeah,
about it because the bigger part of me feels so much more. I'm the same. I've got some stuff kind of, but I was only thinking this morning, oh my gosh, I really need to make sure that I've got everything
yeah,
because
yeah,
I'm so busy between now and when I actually fly out.
yeah. Mm,
But no, it definitely feels um, way different. I mean, even as I said to you at the very start of this, I am just relaxing into it and just letting it
Yeah.
unfold. I'm not going in with any expectations or
Hmm.
wanting to even know what is going to come through, and just trusting that call like it's solid, heart led.
Yes.
Um,
I can feel my heart like right now. I'm really being shown, like, see, the mind feels empty. The mind doesn't
mm,
care. You've moved from the mind. I can feel my
mhm,
heart like
mm.
that expanding there, that glowing kind of feeling. Like
Yeah,
you're
that's
sitting in your
beautiful.
heart space. You're not up
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that shows a really like that's a really good example, I think, of showing growth, I suppose,
Hmm.
and the way we've shifted from really being
Hmm.
stuck just fully in the mind and
Hmm.
moved more into that, yeah, soul-led or heart-led space. With the mind still, we've spoken about heart-mind coherence before, but it feels like it's coming from kind of
Yeah.
anchored here and moving from here. Yeah.
So it almost feels like, as you say that too, part of this experience is showing us the mastery, because we knew that was a piece, like the call to the trip itself, like the
Yeah.
journey itself, and how we prepared for that was setting us on that path of mastery. And it
Yeah.
almost feels like now it's like, hey guys, look, see how far you've come.
Almost wrapping some loops up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So there's an element of completion with that there too, isn't there? I suppose.
Well, it's actually 12 months to the day almost that we went to Byron Bay, isn't it?
Mm,
So we did Mount
yeah,
Shasta. Then we did a retreat at Byron Bay as well
yeah,
with
yeah.
JJ,
Hmm.
which was this time last year, the long weekend.
It was the long weekend.
So
Yeah.
it's the same time again. Yeah. And we are going to be, you mentioned the 1010 portal, which I'm really like trying not to get too much into the portals and the this and that. This year I've been very conscious of it purely because I don't want myself to get distracted. I've been trying to be really
Hmm.
anchored in my human this year and see how things play out when I don't try and think about things or understand
Yeah,
things too
yeah.
much, just let things be so I can try and remain more present rather than thinking and projecting out into the future or
Hmm.
whatever. Um, but I've definitely felt them. I've definitely felt them. But 1010, you said, so we're going to actually be in New Zealand
Hmm.
during that one, which you said feels pivotal for you. There's something in that for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, don't know what it is yet, but I definitely know it is. And it's funny because when that came to me a few months ago, I didn't know I was going to be in New Zealand, because
What the?
I don't think I
No,
had
yeah. No.
even, well, A, committed to the trip, but even put the two and two together.
Yeah.
Um, because originally I was actually going to be in Sunshine Coast this weekend, and yeah, then felt felt called to swap that out and just
Yeah.
spend that whole time in New Zealand. So I think that's why it feels like there is,
Yeah.
and I don't, in saying all of this, I'm not expecting to come back after we get home and say, hey, Lauren, it was this, 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 and this. I don't think it's going to be like anything necessarily conscious. I think it's going to be something with the heart. Like, I think it's just going to be a felt thing. I think it's going to be a frequency shift, a state of being.
Yeah.
Um, it's going to be something that helps me feel more anchored into stepping into my soul led living,
Yeah.
being,
Hmm.
leading,
Yeah.
whatever
All
that
of it.
is,
Yeah.
all of that. And I think it's going to be almost seamless. I will be surprised if I
Yeah.
actually have any physical pieces that I could say,
Yes.
hey, this is what happened,
Yeah.
because I don't feel, I can't even explain why, but I know you understand. It's just a feeling that I get, that it is just um, something that's shifting on a much deeper level
Hmm.
that will help me be in the physical element, because there is something that I'm noticing just in this last week and a half. And I don't know if you've been feeling this too, but a deeper anchoring to the physical, a deeper anchoring. Like, I'm not just talking about grounding, but I'm talking about a real deep connection to holding something, pillaring something. Again, doesn't necessarily mean I know what that is consciously, but being very aware that I'm and intentional about the, I don't know if this makes sense. but being intentional with my understanding that I'm here for a reason and a purpose, and I
Yeah.
don't have to know what that is, but I need to be really connected to Gaia. I need to be
Yep.
really
Yep.
um, in the present with
Uh-huh.
that. I don't even, that's as best as I can put it into
No,
words right
that's
now.
been, I do understand because that's been my whole entire, tw like last 12 months almost. Definitely
Hmm.
all of this year. Can't explain it, but just know that sometimes when we're thinking about, oh, what's our soul mission or what am I, what am I here for? Your mission is to be human. Your mission is to
Hmm.
have the human experience
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
everything that comes along with that. And to do that, we have to be more than grounded. Yeah, it's not just about putting your feet on the fucking grass. It's like you said,
Mm.
consciously knowing and understanding and feeling that we do need to be deeply where our purpose is to be here and connect to this earth and everything that happens on this earth and who we are on this earth. So no, I totally get what you're
I feel,
saying.
and I feel like in some ways that's our shared template or blueprint, because it feels like, as you were just saying that, then that that's what we are both demonstrating. Like we are both part of why we were called to share these conversations, but part of the way that we both connect to the embodiment piece, connect to that um, purpose is the incarnation in the physicality,
Mhm.
and being in the physical experience. So that's really interesting as well to think about. Well, what if that is part of? I don't know. I'm getting more aware and more conscious of the pieces that I'm already drawn to working with, or that I feel come into my space or that are aligning to me, and really recognizing that that's my part of my purpose, because you know how that we're in this seeking a lot of the time. You just,
Yeah.
as you said then, like the purpose is to be here and to be human.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%, and then there might be some other pieces around that, but the mind also gets us always seeking for something more. And that's kind of what I was saying as well at the beginning when I was talking about I'm seeking to add something else to my business. And my business is saying to me, hello, anchor this. This is all you need. You don't need to, you know, be really clear and focused on what this is. So sometimes with the soul purpose or the mission, people get caught in the seeking of that, don't they? That they miss the fact
100%.
that it's right under their nose. And
Yeah.
I think this is just for me, but I feel in having that conversation, there was a deeper realization that that is another piece of the blueprint that, or the purpose that I have in what I'm sharing and carrying. Um, because do you ever feel like you're talking about the same thing all the time? Or you're
Yeah.
sharing the same thing all the time?
Yeah. Because that's your wisdom. That's what you're supposed to be talking about and sharing about. Hello.
But I think my mind and my unconscious and subconscious mind
Yeah,
just
you
needs to hear that. Yes, we're repeating ourselves because it's
yes.
our blueprint, it's our
Yeah.
template. This is what we're here to embody and share. So that's what I mean. I think I'm saying that for me, and I don't know, maybe that'll resonate for some listeners, but
Absolutely it
I know
will.
you know this. I'm saying it for me, and I think it was important for you to witness me saying it and receiving it for me. So,
Look, you articulate yourself so well that you could say the same thing this 50 different times and do you know what I mean? But that's like you just said, that's what you're here to embody. That's what you're here
mm,
to
mm.
share. That's you
But
there's
isn't
no, it's quite simple, really. And that's keeping it simple, isn't it? Let's keep it to
Mhm.
Ali. This is what you really truly know and understand and live and breathe and carry the codes for and carry the wisdom of. And so share it. You don't have to be like, it's like being a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Yes.
We're not doing that. We're looking at mastery. So yes. But
But
I
I
hear
think,
you. I hear you. You
yeah,
feel like you're
but
banging on about the same things, but that's what people will know you for. People go, "Oh my God,
yeah.
Ali is the master at that. Ali is queen of that. Ali knows her shit about that." Do you know what I mean? That's how it's supposed to be. That's
Yeah, I think I've been trying to be a jack of all trades and a master of none because that's what it feels like. It's like grabbing for everything else because it's like, well, I can't keep talking about the same thing. And I'm just having this real epiphany, like thanks everyone and Lauren, because I'm having this real epiphany about how much that was so covert in my
Yeah.
subconscious.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize how deep that was pulling me outside of what my, like I like how you talk about your genius zone. It was pulling me out of my genius
Yeah.
zone.
Yeah.
And you know, again, how simple, because it's been under my nose the whole time and I've been looking everywhere else, like trying to find something else, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I know that's not just for you, Ali. That'll be for lots of people because that can be taken in a whole,
yeah.
a multitude of ways. So thank you for
Mm.
that. That was really cool to witness you have that epiphany. And nothing is
Yeah.
ever just for you. Like when we have these conversations, even if there's one person that
Yeah.
speaks and
Yeah.
resonates, do you know what it's yeah. Yeah,
And
it's not just for
I
you.
thank you. Thank
So
you. I
don't
also
feel like you're, yeah, oh, I think it's just for me. No, no.
it almost feels so silly, Lauren. And I know you
Mm,
would, you know what I'm talking about here, because it's like, duh, like, why didn't I see that and feel that a lot longer than now?
yeah.
Because again, it's like it's right in your face. But I guess this is the other thing, and I've been saying this to a lot of clients lately, is just because of what we do, it doesn't mean we aren't going through the journey. We're still walking the path of mastery. We're
Oh,
still in the
yeah.
trenches, like we're still learning and growing. And um, this is that piece about really getting comfortable in the evolution and the
Yeah.
openness to constant change, because we all have the capability to learn something all of the time about
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's what a big piece of this whole,
Mastery.
incarnation and mastery is.
Yeah.
It's really learning more about ourselves. And you know what? I want to just add second to that, because something that has been really coming forward with a lot more clarity is allowing ourselves to be witnessed, and the power of being witnessed. So what you did for me just then, I would call a sacred witness, because
Mhm.
the amplification of me having that moment, which I can't, like, I feel a little vulnerable, because it feels like, oh my gosh, I should know this. I should be embodying this more so than now. So I feel a little
Mm.
vulnerable at having that epiphany, but to have you witness, and of course, all of the people listening to this are also going to be part of the witness for me, in that there's something really powerful as well that occurs when we allow ourselves to be a little bit vulnerable,
Yes.
and to um, acknowledge what we don't know, or
Yeah.
acknowledge the fact that we don't know what we don't know,
Even if you
or
think it's something really simple and you're like, I should have
yeah,
known this.
yes, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's an important piece as well, and why being in a community or being in a group space has a lot of power as well, because it creates a safe container, or even just one on one like we do here.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be in a group space, but all I'm wanting to also bring forward is the power of actually being met by somebody else, or by being met by a group, like a safe group
Yeah.
of people, um, is really empowering
Hmm.
to the mastery piece.
Totally. Like, and even just the power of conversation, like the power of the half the reason why we do what we do in sharing this podcast, with walking in with no themes, no topics, don't know what we're going to talk about just every week,
Hmm.
is because stuff like that happens in them. And
Yeah.
that's what these always were
Hmm.
before we ever even shared them, was
Hmm.
having a conversation. And sometimes when you say the words out loud, whether it's in a community space or it's one-on-one, whatever it is, when you say that you express what you're feeling because it comes up in a conversation, you put the words out there, and like you said, something is amplified,
Hmm.
and something shifts and something becomes really obvious, whether it's through the words of the person,
Hmm.
listening to you, responding, or whatever it is. There's such power in it, and
Hmm.
it shows you how quickly we can move and sift and shift through things,
Yeah.
how things can just become so clear, like you said,
Hmm.
and so obvious, to the point where you're wondering why you've never picked up on this before. But the empowerment too, like you spoke of, that
Hmm.
that that's what it is. It feels empowering, doesn't it? Because
Hmm.
you see the power of being vulnerable, of just
Hmm.
of sharing, even if you what you're feeling is you feel like it's so simple, it's stupid or whatever it
Hmm.
is. You're sharing something with someone else, and that always has to be in a safe space, doesn't it? And I
Hmm.
know it feels like we know this is a safe space, but we also got to remember that this is going on a podcast. It's not just
Yeah.
sometimes you forget that, don't you? And you're just
Yeah.
talking and then you go, oh, whoa. But
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, you can see that you can move through stuff by being vulnerable, and it is that opening up and sharing from that like that raw heart
Mm.
space.
And part of
That's how you move through stuff.
Absolutely, because part of it too is that I'm just feeling it gets you out of the overthinking in the mind because you're actually putting a voice to it.
Yeah,
So firstly, you're putting voice to it. So
yeah,
you're actually witnessing yourself in that moment as well as you speak into it. And then because you're allowing someone else to witness you and just hold that, you know, as we've found too, you don't even necessarily have to say a whole lot because once you start to voice it yourself, you start to
yeah.
pull the pieces together and you start
Does, yeah.
to find what you need in it. So it's not, it's a really uncomplicated process, I guess is what I'm trying to
Yes, it's
say.
so simple. The word for today is simplicity. Keep it
Simplicity.
simple.
Yeah, yeah. And again, we know this, but it's the mind inherently. We have, for many reasons, the mind has kept us in this overcomplicated space, and that's what we're unpicking, aren't we? We're reconfiguring. So even in this moment, and reconfiguring is the word that my guides have been using a lot. Like it's just you're reconfiguring that system now, and so that's kind of what we're doing, even by having this conversation.
Yeah.
We are actively reconfiguring to, again, more heart soul led, and to the recognition that it's safe for us to be vulnerable, it's safe for us to be open, it's safe for us to share the parts of us that maybe we didn't feel comfortable
Mm,
or with, or that we have felt like would be judged or criticized,
yeah.
or others would make us feel uncomfortable for. Um, that's the path, isn't it? Back to remembering the whole complete self as well. It's
Hmm.
bringing all of that together. Mm.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Apologies if you can hear the drilling in the background. Can you hear it at all today?
Only a little bit just now. Yeah.
Probably when I speak and my microphone's on. When you're speaking, you probably can't hear it, which has probably been a
Mm.
good thing that, yeah, right outside the
Well,
door.
I think that's been
You
that's
just,
been a beautiful conversation
it
too.
has. And you
Mm.
just right then at the end, you really made me like something, just like a light bulb went off for me as well. I was like, oh, you said our mind is being reconfigured. Like we're
Mhm.
moving into that heart space. We're moving, and now I'm putting two and two together as to why I've actually struggled to like take things in and
Mhm.
sit
Mhm.
and listen. Like I'm really concentrating today to listen and take in what you're saying because
Mhm.
my mind is not switched on. I feel like my mind has switched off because it is being reconfigured
Yeah.
and shifting
Yeah.
into a different state. And I've only just realized that when you use that word and you just said that, then the mind is being reconfigured. I was like, oh my God, I'm not stupid. I'm not losing my mind. This is what's happening. I can't even think straight sometimes. And I'm so exhausted over
Mhm.
nothing.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've been feeling the exhaustion, but I can
Mhm.
definitely feel
Mhm.
a
Yes.
reconfiguring
Yeah.
going on, which is
Physically.
very much linked
Mhm.
to here. It's like we're
Mhm.
being totally changed into a different state of like a different mode of operation. You know, we're operating
Mhm.
from a different, completely new way.
Yes.
That is how it feels. And my
Yeah.
mind is not coping. My mind's been switched off because it's under maintenance or something. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree with you because there are times and days where it's like I feel like I can't even get a sentence together. I think even
Yeah.
how I started our call today, I didn't think I was going to be able to put a
I
sentence
do.
together. So I totally get that. And yeah, I feel the yeah, as I said, reconfiguring is the best word I can feel that
Mm,
sums all of that up because it
yeah.
applies to the body and the systems of the body as well.
Yeah.
And because what's been coming through my team is that we've done all of that. We've done all of the transmuting, of the alchemy,
Yes,
that we've
yes,
done all of the work. So now it's like, okay, we've done the dismantling. Now everything's being rebuilt and
yes,
reconfigured in
yeah.
this new way, or new human way,
It's
this upgraded
reconfigured.
version.
There's,
Mm.
there's there's something about the word reconfigured that just sums it up. It's not
Mm.
even, it's more than being rebuilt. It's
Yeah,
because it's not just a physical thing. It's like a cellular. It's
yeah,
happening. It's happening so deep that it's
yeah.
hard to even
Hmm.
fathom. And
It's happening at oh my gosh, this keeps coming up, and I keep forgetting to go and do some actual research. But I'm being reminded of like being shown the atom, like the
yep.
atom in the cell, and
Uh-huh.
there's something about it being not even the cell, but the atom of the cell. And I don't
Yep.
remember my biology very well, so I keep
Don't ask
meaning
me.
to go and look that up to understand it a little bit more. But they're just
Yeah.
reminding me as well. It's going right down to that
I feel
micro
that.
level.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel it
Mm,
in my exhaustion. And I'm like,
mm,
why am I so tired?
mm,
Like I'm okay through the day, but then it gets to the afternoon and the evening. I'm questioning, my iron can't be low because I'm taking iron, taking
mhm,
B12. I'm mindful of all of those things, being vegan and that I've always had to
mhm,
be,
mhm.
careful. This is something, this is something else. You can feel it. It's happening so deep. It's affecting like a system's working overtime to try and reconfigure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, because I do feel like there's something about this that's connected to New Zealand. And I'm also being drawn to this reference that is coming in my temple community membership, where we have been walking like the death and rebirth cycle, and how we've come to like the point of resurrection is the word coming up,
Yeah.
because it's been the guidance of like Isis, Osiris, and Anubis, and that idea of like the story about Isis and Osiris, like him coming back to life. So I don't know why, but they're bringing that to my attention as part of this conversation. And for some reason, I feel like there's something that, which it seems odd to me, because normally with these kind of trips, I don't feel like they're relaxing, but there's something that feels like this is going to be rejuvenating, and
Yeah.
whether that's the Lemurian frequencies of New
Mhm.
Zealand, I'm not sure. But
Yep.
anyway,
I do
watch this
too.
space, because we will report back.
Yes, I do too. I feel there's something different about it, just the way that, yeah,
Hmm,
everything's like the lead up to it, everything about it. Yeah,
hmm.
just feels different.
Well, thank you for this conversation, because it feels like it's been so illuminating, and I was not expecting that.
It's
So
been for
thank you.
me too. So
Thank you for
thank you.
joining us in this space of truth, reflection, and connection. If today's conversation stirred something within you, we invite you to sit with it, journal on it, or share it with someone who walks the path of self-awareness too.
These conversations are living transmissions, and we are so grateful to be on this journey with you. Until next time, remember your human experience is sacred, and you are never walking alone.
With love, Lauren.
And Ali.